Did you ever play NFL Street 2?
Hell yeah. Yeah.
Yes. That like what happened to those?
I don't know, dude. NBA Street,
we sold
NFL Street.
We sold our rights to flipping EA, and EA is just like, oh, we're just gonna make one game, and like, come on, EA, what are we doing? Where are the street games at? I want to run up the wall and get a game breaker, you know?
Where's NFL Blitz?
Yeah, NFL Blitz. Oh yeah,
Blitz was great. All right, we got Austin Ekeler joining us again. It's been like over a year. A lot has gone down, and when I asked him how he's been, I've been active. Austin, how are you today, man? Are you getting any downtime, or is it just a crazy time of year for you?
You know, I have come to know that, I am, I'm just different, I guess. Like, when it comes to having downtime, I can't stand it. Like, I feel like I'm always filling up my cup with something. And so, yeah, definitely, like I said, staying active for sure.
Dude, it does make the offseason a challenge because I'm kind of the same way. And, like our job's really different where we work really, really hard for a period of time. And then you've got this dead time where you could do anything you want to do. So, like, when an NFL offseason pops up, like, do you take trips or do you just stay at home and stay busy? Are you enjoying your life, or is it all about football and Twitch and your foundation?
Man, am I enjoying my life? Yes. I feel like I found what really fulfills me. And what that is building things. Like building my knowledge base, building relationships, right? Building these experiences that I'm going through. And so there's so much that entails, right? That is my foundation. That's Experience, my app. That's, all these podcasts, right? And continuing to grow and network and travel around. So when I travel, it's usually work related, like with the NFLPA, like we're out in Hawaii, we're over here, we're going to the Bahamas for a golf tournament. And so I get enough traveling from like in endorsements and things like that, doing shoots here and there. And so I'm one that doesn't like to get out of my routine. And when I get on edge and get grumpy. Mm-hmm. And so I'm always looking forward to having like a few months of just straight burn and grind and get stuff done before season starts up. It's because people are funny. They're like, oh, you must have some more time. It's like I actually am more busy during the off season than I am during the actual season.
Yes, dude. And I feel like when I played, it was always I got just a shit ton of CVS receipt full of text messages, like the third day of the off season, which for me was like always January 4th because I played in St. Louis. But like people, they know when they think you're not busy, but in fact, because there's so many people opening the floodgates. That first couple weeks when you get done, you are more busy in the off season, and there's no routine, which sucks. I mean, if you're routine oriented. So
I was going to say, really, it comes down for me, man. I'm just really on this journey. You asked like, am I enjoying life? Like this journey of just creating value within myself, and then also hopefully leaving some type of wake behind me for other people to be motivated to also create value within themselves as well, right? Because we all see value as different things, but in the most part, like it comes down to those things that I was talking about, the relationships, your experiences, the education. And so it's like everyone has their own journey and their own path of getting those. But it's just, you got to start. You got to go out there and do that. And so all the things that I've been involved with have all been somewhat related to that. So that's why it's been such a special part of my life so far.
So you're doing a lot of stuff, man. I was reading about this school in Compton that you're starting up.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that. And like, does that come? I work in a little bit of literacy type of stuff under my foundation. I saw that you're trying to close the literacy gap. I think it's awesome. And holy shit, a school. I shouldn't say holy shit, a school. Wow, a school. But man, like, how do you even like? That sounds like a great idea. But then, how do you put that into action?
Yeah. It comes down to what I was saying, the relationships. I have the relationships with the right people that are also looking to do similar things like this. So I have the Austin Ekeler Foundation, and what we seek to do is provide opportunities for people, or provide opportunities, but that looks like different things, right? So in this particular case, it happened to be a school, which is obviously an opportunity for these people to learn. They'll be little guys, so they won't see it as that. They'll see it as, I'm going to school. But this is for them to get the next step going. And, Compton, it's definitely, an older turning over area. And so we had a connection to the Think Watts Foundation, which we've implemented washers and dryers with them in schools. And so now they came to us and like, hey, we're renovating a school. We'd love you to partner with us. And so so we'll take on the project and be like, okay, we'll partner with you. We'll find other people that are interested as well. We'll contribute, but we'll also put a team together. And so that's really what my foundation does is we get projects. We'll contribute. We'll put a team around us to help contribute, and we'll go and execute it. Same thing, we're building the weight room for Long Beach Poly High School, one of the bigger high schools in the country, and their weight room is as old as their building. The floorboards sticking up, things like that. And so I have a personal connection to the weight room because I just love lifting weights. And so it was like, all right, let's go renovate. So we got Jarrell Casey, he's in on it. We got Juju, he's on it because there's some alumni. Yeah. So we put this team together, go execute things. That's kind of how we like to run the foundation, where it's like it's a team of teams to go and help people.
Man, that's amazing. And obviously a lot of the stuff we talk about is reading by fourth. Kids not being able to read by fourth at a fourth grade level, because at that point you stop learning to read and then you're reading to learn, and kids get left behind when they don't have that very powerful skill. And so I just much respect for what you're doing, and I just think I think it's awesome, and it's energy and time well spent.
I appreciate it, man. And really the goal with the foundation stuff is implement things into communities that can last for generations, right? Like these things will be there for a long time, right? And we've helped generations of people because I get it. There's other ways to help people, but it's like I want to have those opportunities, because I know when I was younger, I felt like I had enough opportunities. It wasn't always the best, but I had them there, and so I was able to go and take advantage of them. I didn't know I was taking advantage of them at the time because it was just what I was told to go do. But if you don't have that, it's when there's an issue. And so hopefully we can, like I said, close that gap and give people those.
Well, it's crazy. You learn a lot about your teammates when you get in the league, and some of the inequities, and you talk about having some opportunities. I had a lot of opportunities, and it's really hard to leave your bubble while you're at that high school or that middle school or whatever it is, and then you get to college and you meet some of your teammates. You learn about their lives, and then with some of the things that guys have had to overcome to get in the NFL. Just some amazing cats in our locker rooms, and if you think about, hey, how do I make it out of that situation? And maybe I'm not a pro football player. I mean, there's a ton of kids getting left behind. And so I just think it's great work. Keep it up.
Appreciate that.
Hey, Twitch, man, you are an absolute legend on Twitch. I mean, like, I think when I think about NFL players that play video games, you're probably on that Mount Rushmore. Who else? Who else?
So let's dive into that a little bit, because that's the conception, right? That's what people think.
Yes.
Right. But here's how I positioned it. Really, back when COVID hit, there was really no fan engagement after that. Like everyone was home. We are not making content. There's nothing going on. So I jumped on Twitch because I wanted to connect with the community. Like I wanted to show them, like, hey, like, let me keep you encouraged, right? I said I want to continue to add value to people's lives. I was like, this is the way I can do this at this point, is getting on Twitch, opening myself up so you guys can dive into what I got going on, learn about me. We did like a 30-day workout challenge, things like that. And so basically I just started streaming just to connect with people. It wasn't like I was like, oh, I just want to play video games all day. It was like, let me connect with my fans, and this is a way that I can do it. So that's the little story behind Twitch and why I've continued to do it. And then now that's transformed into basically my app that I built.
Yeah, the EKsperience. Is it the EKsperience app? Yeah.
Yeah, EKsperience.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I mean, like, who are the other guys that you're like, these guys can game, or they game a lot? And you can't say Kyler Murray.
You got guys like that. We have guys in our locker room. Keenan Allen, he's definitely on 2K, or he's playing some like God of War game all the time. I go to these streamer bowl events and see the same guys. Juju was a big gamer. He got himself on the map when he was with Drake and Ninja, and they were playing Fortnite back in the day. And so it's a lot of the same guys that I see around the streaming events, which has been interesting. It's kind of taken a hit since COVID is kind of in the background now. People are getting more outside stuff, but it's a great way to connect with community for sure.
What kind of money are people making on Twitch? I don't mean like you necessarily, but like these people that I've heard of, because I don't play. With two kids, and it's hard. But
so here's the thing,
like Dr. Disrespect, like how much is that guy making?
So you're talking about the 1% of the 1%ers. Those guys are probably making $500,000 a month, from their subscribers, from their from their endorsements and all of that, their ad revenue. So there's there's a whole bunch of buckets that those guys are tapping into, right? You know, you have your subscribers that are paying you $5 a month, and then you have the ad revenue that's paying you. You have any like I said, endorsements that are on top of that. And then that's just from the content on Twitch. Then you putting that on YouTube and you're getting the YouTube ads. And then you have TikTok and you have Instagram. And basically you create this entire ecosystem of content where all you have to do is stream, and then you can disperse it in other opportunities. And so, yeah, talk about, those guys are making a ton.
Yeah.
But even for me, when I first started out, like I was making like crazy money. People would donate for endorsements. Like Bud Light's going to pay you $15,000, and donate to your charity if you get in their tournament. Verizon, they'll pay you $40,000 for 2 hours of streaming. Yeah. And I was like, this is insane. I was like, this is crazy how much money is going to be going into this. And so I started a company called Gridiron Gaming Group because I was like, I got to help other athletes start doing this, And so I started that, and I basically built this little company. We were leveraging our streams and stuff like that. Did a couple big events. And that ended up eventually transitioning into EKsperience. But yeah, bro, streaming, there's so much value that you get from that. It's crazy.
Yeah, it sounds like it sounds like podcasting. Yeah, it's the same thing.
It's like
it's hey, we got our content that we shoot here during the day, and then we put it on YouTube, and obviously we have our ad revenue and we have our sponsors, and the only thing that might be a little different is there's not a subscription to the podcast, whereas on Twitch,
right.
You're paying that monthly fee. But I think it's you get to know us as podcasters, but like I feel like you get to know Twitch people even more because you can interact with them. So I think the concept is genius, and it was right there under our noses for a long time, and it's much better. And I wonder how much, like where I was at my video game, like I don't know, like the height of my video game playing was before I had kids, middle of my career, like Call of Duty, World at War, like that type of thing, and I was on there nonstop, and it was just getting harassed and made to feel bad by all these little teenagers who I know their fucking parents just bought them this game for Christmas, and I'm earning a living out here taking a break trying to unwind. I'm getting called a loser and all this shit. How bad is the harassment on Twitch these days?
You know how it is, man. There's so many keyboard war, and it's deeper than Twitch, man. It's all over the place. The comment sections. At this point, I just think it's comical. Like, especially, being an active player in the fantasy football space.
Yeah,
like, that's
wild,
where I feel like you see the sports betting is where you see the most toxicity, man. Not my situation.
You can't bet. But that's how I pass a lot of my time. So, yeah.
So yeah, you know how it is. These guys got people that real money invested or picked you first in their fantasy.
Yeah.
And if you don't perform, I had some dude say he ought to roundhouse kick me in the jaw because I came up 2 points short. I'm just like, come on, man. Like,
good luck with that. No, the difference is for me, if I lose a bet and you drop a ball or something, like I know it's fucking hard to do what we did. So I'm never going to be mad at the player. Like, I might be mad at the team, but to take it out on a player just shows me you've never played at a high level.
Well, let me say this. You can be mad at the player. Like, that's appropriate. Like, you drop a ball, catch the damn ball, Austin. Like, come on. Yeah. But to go out of your way and be in my comment section telling me, like, these threats of, like, oh, I should do this to you or that you should get cut. Like, okay, there's lines, and I feel like you're crossing the line. If you're in my comments like, damn, you should have caught that ball, that's fair. That's fair game.
Is the roundhouse kick the worst one you've gotten so far?
No. I remember it was my rookie year, and we were playing the Jags, and this is me coming from special teams, right? Just a special teams guy. And now all of a sudden, now I'm playing some offense, and so I was popping off this game, and everyone's like, "Who the heck is this guy?" And I had like 2 touchdowns and was getting us into field goal range, just chunking them down there. And then we went to the fourth quarter, and it was 4 minute, and I fumbled the ball in 4 minute offense. And yeah, I definitely had some death threats on that one.
I got producers who are looking like, wow. I'm like, no, that's not surprising at all, dude.
Yeah. Definitely some death threats. We lost in overtime, so people were telling me to end myself and all that. So yeah, that was my first introduction to how passionate people were about this sport.
And that's a damn regular season game.
There's a flip side to the fantasy football piece. Lori, my stylist, how I have a stylist. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I told her this morning, I said, we're talking to Austin Ekeler today, and she's no NFL fan. and she said football offensive player draftable running back 30 Chargers, and I'm like, yes, that is indeed Austin Ekeler.
Yeah.
So it has to help with the name recognition.
Yeah. So here's the thing: I get so much shit from like my Chargers fans because like I will strategically. I play into the fantasy sports so heavily. You know, I love the Chargers. I love playing for, in LA. I love, the team. I'm definitely trying to do everything we can to do a Super Bowl, to get a Super Bowl. But guess what? There is, 1,000 other fantasy football fans, and probably more than that, to every one Charger fan.
Yeah.
Right. And so when I post comments, I'm like, doing this for the fantasy community because I reach hundreds of times more people when I play to that community than I do for the Charger community, even though I still love the Chargers community. And so, man, it's such a low hanging fruit for offensive starters.
Yeah, no, it really is. And you're you're one of the most recognizable, like if you know ball, like you're one of the best running backs in the league. But if you know fantasy, you're like maybe the guy. I mean, it's your royalty in that world. It's
PPR, baby.
Yeah, PPR, which I just learned what that meant like a year ago. I've been in leagues for 3 years, but I know. And I told you this last year. My dad drafted you like first overall last draft, and I think he was pretty happy with it. So I definitely have to pass on the regards from the flat top. But like you said this, like playing in LA. It's a lot of fun. It's great. What's it been like, over the course of your career with all the moving around and shit? I can remember we came to play y'all, like when we came to play y'all, Philly came to LA and y'all were playing that small stadium and you guys had to go on silent count. It's like just some of the things that you guys have had to endure that people don't think about, like from, from your facility to the whole thing. Like, what's it been like?
Yeah, man. We have an extremely loyal fan base, but we don't have the biggest reach is what we have, right? Like we have some extremely loyal fans.
Yeah.
But just we're the new kids on the block.
Yeah.
Right? We're the new kids on a block in a crowded neighborhood, on top of that, right? Where you have everything going on in the sports world times two. There's like 2 teams for everything. Plus, there's all the entertainment. There's all the actors, the musicians, the beach, right? You got tourism. Like you have it's a destination spot, so you're competing for attention with so many other things, and we've definitely felt the effects of that. Even now, like we're getting a lot better as far as getting a footing of what it used to be back when we were playing in Dignity Health or StubHub, whatever one it was called. In the soccer stadium, and so back then, I was like, this is terrible. But for me, I was playing in front of 5,000 people maybe, and my mom was still the loudest. So for me going in there, I was still like, yo, this is the come up, so it's all perspective. And so now in the SoFi Stadium, still the best stadium that I think has ever existed in the NFL so far. It's my favorite, hands down.
Could you hear your mom out there at the StubHub Center? Like you could pick her out?
No, not that one. I'm talking college.
Oh, in college.
At my little college back in the mountains.
Yeah, no question.
Your mom had her own yell.
I could hear my mom, like wherever we were. She had this crazy yell.
Yeah.
And she'd just wait till it was quiet enough, and I'd be like, holy shit. She's up in 301, and I hear my mom. Real quick, before we move on to football, I wanted to ask you this about video games. Like, if you could reboot a video game that hasn't been rebooted from our childhood, which one do you think it would be, or would there be a couple? And they got they bring it back. Man. They bring it back with like when I play Mario Kart with my kids on Switch. See, this is what you haven't gone through yet, Austin. Is where you can't play video games alone anymore, and so you have to turn to the Switch, which the Switch is actually great. Like, there's some really good games on there. Mario Strikers is great. It's a soccer game with a bunch of little Mario characters, but it's actually pretty badass. Mario Kart is great. It's nostalgic, but it's totally souped up. They just came out with the GoldenEye, which I haven't played yet on Switch, so like I can play GoldenEye with updated gameplay, with maybe better graphics. Like, what would you do to revive an old classic?
Did you ever play NFL Street 2?
Hell yeah. Yeah.
Yes. What happened to those?
I don't know, dude. NBA Street, NFL Street.
We sold our rights to flipping EA, and EA is just like, oh, we're just going to make one game. And like, come on, EA. What are we doing? Where are the street games at? I want to run up the wall and get a game breaker,
Where's NFL Blitz?
Yeah, NFL Blitz. Oh yeah,
Blitz was great.
I remember. I remember to this day. NFL Blitz 2003.
No question. My brother's a big Turok guy. We've been talking about Turok a lot in here. I don't think Turok's had a reboot. But yeah, I'm all for like the old classics getting remade, dude. I think there's a whole generation of us that are still playing video games. And here's a crazy thing. My son is fucking good at video games. He's like 7 years old. He's been good since like 5.5. I think this generation of video game players are going to be just like otherworldly.
They just grow up with it, right? It's just embedded in them. The tech is, right?
Yeah.
And so that's their childhood, you know, and that's what they're going to grow up into. So it's really good that they're going to be savvy, right? They're going to be able to get around the computer, get around an Xbox, know all these different lobbies, know what, you know, they're going to be able to navigate, right? They'll be, you know, technically literate. So that's good.
If you have a kid one day, will you be like, hey, there's a video game allotment of time in the evening. It's like 30 minutes. Or are you going to be like, yeah, play away if you're homework's done? Like, it's going to be one of these like screen.
It's a requirement. You have to play a 30. It's
no,
like
no more than no more. Yeah, you're actually going to be doing a requirement. That's pretty funny.
Right.
Is there going to be a limit, or do you see like positives of playing video games?
I definitely see the positives because I think it's kind of like going to public school.
Yeah.
Where you get acclimated to a lot of different cultures and opinions and different people. You know, which can be negative, but also opens your eyes to, hey, the world is not this, you know, lolly-da, you know, fairy tale place.
Yeah. I could see that.
But then it's also, it's competitive. It's safe as far as the environment, right? And so I think there's a lot more positives than negatives. The negative gets if you're just playing too much, you know.
Now explain League of Legends to me, because I know that's like your thing.
Oh, that's my game.
Explain. Me and Macon don't, like, Macon for sure doesn't play video games. We used to play video games like crazy.
Football,
sports. But yeah, League of Legends, sell us on that game.
Yeah, so we talked about communities and toxicity. Like this is definitely one of those.
Toxic.
League of Legends is one it's a 5v5, but you're matched up with, you know, 4 other random people, and you have no idea who these people are, their skill level, things like that. And it's your task to beat the other 5. So you can see where there could be some frustration sometimes. But it's a really intricate game, which you get like a character, you have a role, you basically play that role, and you need to beat the other team back to their base and destroy their base is how it goes. And so it's an amazing time. I played it. It's like the most popular game in the world if you're looking at the global scale. Shout out to Riot Games. But I've been playing that for like, I don't know, 10 years or something like that. Long time.
Is it easy to pick up, like if we tried to play it?
No. Okay. No, it's extremely hard.
Probably too late in life for
learning curve.
Yeah, okay, we're good.
We should jump on it.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's not like any shooter where you play Call of Duty, so you can kind of understand, oh, you shoot. Like, it's all on computer, so it's all PC, mouse and keyboard, all that.
I don't even know what they're doing in this fucking game that what's Fortnite? I don't even know what they're doing in that game. Like, I couldn't even tell you the plot of that game.
I think that was the end of my gaming, man, where it was like Fortnite came in and now they're building stuff. Like, it used to be like, oh, you got to get like tactically like positioned, you know, and that was it. Now you just build yourself a freaking house.
Yeah.
Like,
that's the type of shit Kyle's into. I'm like, he's basically playing Sim City, but for grown-ups with like a little more action. Like, that's the kind of
Leroy Jenkins.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, that could be us.
You got anything on video games before we move on to football?
No, I want football, but I want it's football adjacent. It's these LA Charger get-ups that are probably the best in the league.
They're beautiful.
What is your favorite combo? I think the NFL is introducing a second helmet here before long, but if it's the white helmet, what's your favorite jersey pants combo?
When you refer to get up, that's what you're referring to?
Yeah, like the fit. They're fit. You guys got the best fit.
Is that a new lingo that I don't know about?
No, it's just old lingo that he's bringing back. He's just old.
Oh, okay. I was like, I've never heard it called the get up.
Get up. Oh, he's here.
All right.
Back east, down south.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Man, what's my favorite get up?
He's gonna start using this shit.
Man, I like the all navy. Ooh. We have all navy with like the yellow outlines. That's pretty dope. I mean, the all white is nice. I like our powder blues with the white pants. I hate our yellow pants. I think they look disgusting.
Wow. And do you have any say in that? Does Brandon Staley ask y'all what to wear this week?
No, we ain't. No. They're not, hey, what do you guys want to wear? Actually, I think there is a say as far as the pants, though.
Dude, Jeff Fisher used to be like, what do y'all want to wear? Yeah. Now, I know we didn't win so much, and maybe that's why, but But we used to be like, nah, we're in all white this week, and then all the O linemen would be mad because they look fat and all white, and all the D linemen would be like, we look fast,
Right.
Everybody has their preference.
Brand, I mean, I feel like you can't go wrong with ours.
No, they're beautiful.
Besides the yellow pants,
they are beautiful, and that's, I mean, the elephant in the room is like, when I heard Austin Ekeler seeking a trade, or what? How would you put that language? Because when I read like, hey, Austin Eckler's been given permission to seek a trade, like some of that language is so, it just sounds like if you don't know about you and your setup in LA, it sounds like, oh, there's something wrong. Right. How would you classify the situation you're in? I'm thinking about it because I'm looking at some of the teams on the list, and I'm like, these would be uniform downgrades. Like some of the
that's how you look at it now.
Hell yeah, dude! When I was in free agency, there was no chance I was signing with the Bucks, bro. You expect me to go get buckets in that uniform? And this is before they changed it. They had those like digital alarm clock numbers on the back. I'm not getting a 3-point stance in that uniform.
Right.
So how would you classify your situation, man?
Yeah, I think it's actually really important to kind of put out there that it's not like, oh, I hate the Chargers and I need to get out of this organization and I need to leave. Like that's couldn't be further from the truth. Like I would like to stay if it was under the right circumstances. And obviously I have one more year on my contract there, so I'm contractually obligated to play for them for this upcoming year. And so we're in a situation where it's like, look, we have no guarantees or anything like that this year, so kind of in a spot where, I've been outplaying my contract and, we might have an opportunity to go seek out other options, that can bring me up because it was put out there that the Chargers kind of put a block on the talks of extension. And so I was like, okay, well, if you don't see me in your long-term future right now, then give us the opportunity to go talk and see if someone else might. So that's how I see it. It's literally has nothing to do with the relationship. Like I've made a great relationship there, like grown there. That's where I started, right? And so I want to be there, but on the right terms, because I know, look, I can't play forever. I think I can play for a long time. Just the way I play and the way I treat myself and my mentality. There's not a lot of 5'8" running backs doing what I'm doing, and there's a reason behind that. It's mostly right here. I've been able to skirt the injury bug, but for me it's like, okay, if there's an opportunity to get more value, then why would you not jump on that?
Yeah.
Like why would you not go at least try out the options?
Yeah.
In the worst case scenario, it's not even a worst case really, but okay, go play on the last year deal in LA, then become a free agent.
What would a team, I mean, like what would you be, is it just compensation or is it just like a mixture of all these factors?
Yeah, you have to get permission.
You have to get permission, yeah. So like since you kind of have, like what are you looking for besides financials? Like is there a certain offense you like playing in? Like what is it for you? Is it hey, the city? Is it just some mixture of all these factors?
Shoot, I mean, for me, it's like, look, I've been playing in LA 6 years. If it was a different city, I wouldn't care. Like, I really don't care the city I play for. I know whatever team that I'm on, I'm going to bring value. You need me to catch the ball. You need me to run the ball. I'm obviously going to score you a bunch of touchdowns. Like that's not going to be the issue. So I'm pretty much a plug and play to, I feel like, any type of organization. And so there's no, right now, I don't really have that freedom. I don't have that freedom to think of that because I'm so pigeonholed.
Yeah.
And so I haven't really thought, because I'm not a free agent.
Yeah.
If I'm a free agent, then it's like, okay, like let's look at the free agent survey that we made. Let's look at, all these other factors that play into it. But right now it's like, okay, who has a situation right now, because they would have to trade picks for me and restructure. Who's willing to do that? Really, that's the only thing. I don't have an option. There's no other option.
Yeah. And what's the timeline of that thing? Is it just like kind of all throughout the offseason, or is there a time in your mind where it's like, hey, if something doesn't get done, I got to mentally move on, and so to speak, I got to stay where I am mentally? Because I would imagine the mental limbo of it is tough, even though you're like really smart and you're on it. I hate not knowing what's in front of me. Like I used to hate that as a player and the whole thing, but this is a time where you can do that. So how long does that stretch for you?
I mean, there's no. I feel like there's no timeline on it. Like, look, man, like I'm so underpaid right now as far as my contract and what I contribute to the team. It's like I am relentlessly pursuing this. Like I want to get something long term done. I want a team that wants me long term.
Yeah.
right? Because look, I'm at the peak of my game, right? Like
Yeah.
I'm going to score you another 20 touchdowns. As long as I'm healthy, I'm going to score you 20 touchdowns. I'm going to have, another 1,600 all-purpose yards,
Yeah.
right? I'm getting half my value of what I could be getting,
Yeah.
right? So it's like I am relentlessly pursuing someone who wants me for the long term.
How old are you? Like 27, 28?
I'm 27 right now. Yeah.
Yeah, so you got some good years ahead of you, especially the way you put it, like you play the game differently. And I kind of wonder what you think about, the value of running backs and the way that kind of bell cow concept's going away. And then also like the way they're franchising, it feels like everybody this offseason, we had a few names, Barkley, a couple guys got franchised, like Brandon, or not Josh Jacobs. I'm thinking of Brandon Jacobs. That was a big ass running back from my day. But like what's your mindset on that? And like, how do you feel like that running back position is being undervalued if it is?
Bro, it's brutal out here, man.
Yeah.
Like it's terrible.
Yeah.
As far as the running back market and how we're getting treated right now.
Yeah.
And look, I get it. Like I 100% get it. Like there is more risk within paying running backs, but when you have a running back that makes it through the season, is able to contribute, like it's so much value to your team and gives you so much more depth to what you can do as an offense. That like it's like there's more value than what I think has been given out to some of these guys you're talking about getting franchised. And so it's also been unfortunate because of some of the bigger injuries to some of these guys. And so I get it, and I've been thinking about ways. I'm like, man, is it like what is it, like shorter contracts? Like what do we got to do to get paid as running backs to our actual value and not just be getting like, a few mil when we're out here. Like I said, literally scored 20 touchdowns last year, 1,600 all-purpose yards, right? Like, and I can't get an extension. You're like, you don't want me here? Like, like, wait a minute, am I missing something here? Like, what am I missing? So it's confusing and frustrating at the same time.
Well, it's almost like you should be classified different. Than just the running back. You know what I mean? Because of everything you do in the pass game. And obviously, like when you talk about value of a team, red zone's so important. And anytime I'm watching the Chargers, I'm like, all right, get the ball to Austin. Like we're down here on the goal line. I feel good about our chances.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Royal Hour chances. Let's say maybe I'm gambling.
You would think a team would value that, but apparently we don't value it on the same levels from our perspective in there. So
what do you think about Kellen Moore? Because would that excite you if you stuck around?
Yeah, man, I'm so excited to come back.
Yeah,
like as far as playing the actual game, like I'm ready to go back. I'm ready to go. Like I said, I'm ready to go score another 20 touchdowns for this organization, get us back to the playoffs because we got some unfinished business.
Yeah.
You saw what happened to us in Jacksonville. Like, and that's still wherever I am, I'm bringing that same energy.
Yeah.
Like these boys better be ready because I got 27-0 on my mind and we lost that game and we got to get back. Right, we got to get back because we have so much more, especially with the Chargers, so much more on the plate that we can go out there and do. We have so much more talent. We should have made a way deeper run. Right, we had way too many inconsistencies. Right, way too many inconsistencies. And some of it came down to injuries, things like that. Some of us, just growth in some of our players. And so it's like, look, I'm putting pressure. All pressure is on everyone, whatever team I'm on.
Yeah.
If it's a Chargers, so be it. I'm bringing that energy. And so Calvin Kellen, I'm excited, right? This guy's a guy who's been there, done that, had a successful season. So hopefully he's going to bring some more consistency to us. And nothing against Joe. Yeah, shoot, I scored 40 touchdowns under Joe, right? We barely missed the playoffs the year before, got back in this year. So I loved having Joe there. And so now Kellen's going to come in. I'm excited again.
And I don't think he's had a player quite like you. So that'd be a really fun marriage. That 27-0, you brought it up, not me. I mean, I was going to bring it up, but I know that I don't know that feeling. Like I've been on the other side of a big comeback, 28-3, 27-0. That was a game I'm watching and I'm thinking, hey, the Jags are dead. When that final whistle blew and you got to get on that plane ride, we often give out like a worst plane ride here. On our show, like that had to be the worst plane ride of the year. And I just, for people that don't know what it's like to get on a plane after a game like that, like paint me a picture of how people are feeling. I know it's terrible, but color it in. Man,
after that game, just even in the locker room, just like in disbelief of like what just happened. Like, the WTF feeling that it feels like there's a hole inside of you. Like there's something was just taken out and you don't know what you need to fill it with. You just feel like you're just like you're almost like want to throw up, but you're not throwing up, but you're just like, like how, like what, and so that's as best as I can describe it. And just that basically was riding the entire, like, we just ended the season too. Now I got to go dab my boys up about like, hey, good seat, like
exit meetings.
Matt, do it. It was tough. It was a tough scenario where it's like, man, like I appreciate the work everyone put in, but you still feel like it couldn't end like that.
Yeah.
Like what is that? That's why it's still burned. It's like branded on me. Like that. It's branded into me. Like I can, like, we got to get back.
And then,
man.
and then those damn Chiefs winning the Super Bowl. I know it was. I remember when Seattle won the Super Bowl in our division. I was like, I can't watch this shit. So I mean, it's tough, man. I'm hoping you guys get back next year because I love Herbo. I'd love to see you. I'd love to see you there. We love watching the Chargers, man. So hoping you get what you want and that you're back with a lightning bolt on your helmet, man. So.
Appreciate it, brother.
Much respect, dude. We're gonna get on League of Legends and kick your ass.
Hey, better yet, get on my app EKsperience.
Okay,
get
good.
on that one.
There we go. I appreciate you, man. Check out EKsperience and check out the great work that his foundation's doing as well. Thanks, Austin.
Awesome. All right, we'll see y'all.
Appreciate you, bro. Listen to the full podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and other podcast streaming platforms. Wherever you want to get the podcast, you can get the podcast. Pretty simple. New episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. Podcasts get pretty wild. This is real tame.